Hey, welcome back to the shop. This is a new project, hopefully a fast one. I hope it's not going to take too many parts. We remodeled the back room of our house. There was a patio that got closed in that turned into another bit of the square footage eventually. And I basically rebuilt it. And we need a door between it and our kitchen. And it needs to be a pocket door. So we're going to build a pocket door, which is essentially a regular sized door, just slides instead of swings. And the big thing on this one is we want it in cherry, but doors are thick, and I don't have a lot of 8-quarter cherry or 6-quarter cherry. I don't have a lot of thick cherry, and it's expensive to go buy. But I do have quite a bit of 4-quarter cherry, and I have a bunch of other woods that are sitting around that I haven't used, and you'll see these in a minute. But the whole plan is to build up the members, so all the rails and stiles of the door will be a sandwich of this secondary wood on the inside and then a thick cherry veneer on either side, all the way around. Actually, we'll wrap the whole thing. The whole idea is, one, use the 3-quarter stock that I already have, and two, use up some of the wood I've been holding forever that's taken up space. And that's where this stuff comes in. Can't really see it real well, but about, 2005, probably, 2004, 2005, I saw a Craigslist ad for a bowling alley slab, which is hard maple, tongue and groove, and this stuff is 2.5 inches thick. And it was free. All I had to do was go drive about 45 minutes out of town. And the guy just gave it to me. It was a 8-foot long slab, about probably 35, no, maybe it might have been closer to 40 inches wide. It was a lot of maple. It probably weighed 400 pounds. It's a hard maple too. It's not just soft maple. This is rock maple. And one day, one weekend, I decided that instead of leaving it in its slab shape, which turns out was not glued, it was just nailed together. Each piece was tongue and grooved, and then nails were driven to hold them all together. Well, it turns out they used about probably 20 nails or 15 nails for each stick, and there were 35, 40 sticks. And they used these long, like 3-inch long, really hard, very good steel spiral nails. And I spent an entire weekend with a cat's paw and crowbars. I don't know why I didn't give up, but I made it all but 4. I got all but 4 done in a weekend. I've still got the 4 that are still nailed together. But in the end, basically, I separated every single stick because I wasn't sure how I wanted to use them. I probably would have been better off pulling them together with threaded rod and making a workbench top out of them or something. But because those nails were in there, I didn't want to drill through them or hit them drilling for dog holes, and I just didn't like the idea of it being used for a bench top surface. And this was back in the day when I was saving every scrap of wood I had. Everything I had, every little bit, even OSB and particle board scraps, I would keep those back then. So I hung on to this, and I moved it. I moved it to the new house. I moved it to this shop, and it went in the shed, and it's been sitting in my shed, well, for over 8 years now. And so, I've had this for a while. I've just been waiting for a suitable project to come along. And so it's beat the hell up. It's filled with holes. It's not the prettiest stuff. It's very plain maple on the surface. It sat out in the sun for, I think, a summer. So it's a little discolored, but the discoloration goes away. The discoloration goes away really fast, really easily. It's in solid shape. There's very few splits or cracks, short of what was caused by trying to tear apart the nails, trying to tear the nails out. So it's really good hardwood. And it's just not pretty, and it needs to go into something invisible, and that's where this door project comes along. Is the door thickness is going to be about 1 3/4 inches. and I've got 4/4 cherry, I could glue those up into 1 3/4 for sure. It'd take 3 pieces to get up that thick, and then some resawing or whatever to get it down to 1 3/4. It would take a lot. It would use a lot of cherry. But I got this stuff, and it's 1 inch thick here. These members are all 1 inch thick. Each of the sticks are 1 inch thick. There's a tongue on one side and a groove on the other. That tongue sticks out about 1/8 of an inch. But so basically, in order to reach, I figure if I can wrap the rails and stiles, if I can make something that's about 1.5 inches thick, I can wrap the rails and stiles with some 1/8 inch thick cherry that I can use as the pretty surface, as the show surface. And so I need a bunch of, 80 or so inch long, basically 2x6s, I guess, 1.5 inches thick, maybe 1 3/4 inches thick, something like that. Something to start with. But before I do any of that, I did this shredding of this thing 10 years ago, more than, and I don't know how much metal I've left in this. So I want to make sure that I'm scanning this with my metal detector before I touch it with any blades, because I don't want to hurt my blades, especially planer. Those have those carbide blades in there. I don't want to hit anything with that. So we're doing a little reclaimed lumber game here, and we'll see how well this does. Yeah, this is going to work out fine. I may put the edges through the planer just to get clean surface for gluing. And then I won't do the thickness until after it's been glued up. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just start scanning for, I've got my metal detector here, and it'll scan for, see, metal. Getting too close to the, if I hit over here, yeah, I can find the vise hardware. So I'm just going to scan through all of these just to be safe. And I'm certain that one of them, at least one of them, has metal in it. Just slide it through like this, actually. Yeah. So that one's supposedly clean. Alright, that went really well. I only found 3 things, but I found them, which is exactly what the point was. And now I've got plenty of stock I can choose from to build these things. So this one had a little bit moved from the end, so it's a little shorter, but that's okay. This one looks pretty good. It's solid all the way through, so those are good candidates. This one is, it's got a kind of it's a little torn up. It's got some cracking, but it's not bad, so it's a maybe. These are definite keepers. This one's a maybe. This one, pretty shredded. It's got a patch. I think I'm gonna toss you. You're a note. I'm gonna say this one's got a bunch of cracks in it too. This one's a no as well. I believe I have plenty, because this right here is a style right there. All I need is another style, and so I really just need 6 good ones. I will take my 6 best ones. Yeah, this one's good. Yeah, it's a good one. And this one, no splitties. Yeah, this one's good too. Actually, I'm going to put this one in the maybe pile. It's got a couple. I'm going to say you're good, so that's a yes. I'm just sorting through these. Just picking the ones that don't have a ton of splits and stuff. So there's 4 with 2 maybes. 4 keepers and 2 maybes. Oh, we're gonna make that 5 keepers. That's a good one. And this one, 6th keeper. Tiny little crack right there. That's it. This one's the best of the maybes. So yep, we've got our 6. 6 is more than enough because I only need 2 that are 80 inches long, and then I need rails, some dividers between them. But I just realized those dividers between them might need to be a bit wider, especially the bottom one. And we're going to do a raised panel as well, so I'm just thinking through it a little bit. So we've definitely got enough for stiles. This is a stile. And this is a stile. Now I'm just picking out what's going to be rail material here. If I did a 5 1/4, if we do, well, so the next option is, do we do one more of these? And what does that work out to? It's a bit over 8. It's just under 8, just a bit under 8. That might be okay for 1. So what I need to work out next is my width needs. It's 96 inches long, I think. Just a bit short of 96 inches long. So I could get 3 3-foot wide sticks out of it, which I don't need. The door is going to be 36 inches wide. So these are going to be 24 or so. So I think what I'll do then is get these to rough length. Make one that's 8 for the bottom and 2 that are 6. Or 5 something. Do 3 and a 2. So I think I can get that out of just 2 of these sticks. So I'm just looking through to find the best looking ones. I think I like these 2 because they seem, at the very least, complementarily straight enough. Complementarily straight. Yeah, these 2 are good. Put this one over here. So those 4 can go back in the shed for a further project down the road someday. I think we've got our rails and stiles now. So the next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to send them all through the planer on edge and just clear this top surface off so it's suitable for glue up, because some of this is pretty dang messy. Yeah, so I'm just going to put this whole stack through the planer next. So we'll bring you back when I am ready for that. Okay, so we've got the surfaces nice and ready for edge gluing together. For the rails and stiles, or for the stiles we got plenty of long stock. For the stiles, I want to get at least one that's a triple so that it's 3 times 3 of these wide. So I'm going to cut them to rough length before I glue them up, because then I can get that third out of it. I figure I'll just cut them at 36, and because the door is going to be 36 inches wide, and I feel like I'm not going to go all the way through on the joinery, so I'm not too worried about having just enough. So I'm going to cut both of these off at 36 a piece and just get as many 36 inches out of it as I can. Whatever's at the end, we'll do whatever we can. That's not going to work. That isn't going to work at all. I'm still not going to get 3 out of it. How about that? How about that crap? No, I just realized it. They're 8 feet long. I'm not going to get 3 chunks at 6 feet or at 3 feet apiece. It's not going to work. So let's do them at, and if these are 32-ish, 31.5-ish, that will give me enough. Okay, sorry. This is boring as crap because I'm trying to do math in my brain and it isn't working. So we'll do 30. Let's do 31. and a half. That will allow me to definitely square up. 31 and a half on a 36-inch door means I'm going to get at least 2 inches on either side, because it's 24. That's going to be 3 inches on either side. Because 24 will be 6 inches short. Yeah, that'll work. That was a strange noise. Alright, we're all laid out for clamping. I got all my clamps out and ready, but this little one that I got to do the double up because I'm cheap, I'm going to throw a couple of dowels in to help guide things. It's mostly just to keep things aligned that vertically. I'm going to see if I can't smash these two guys together a bit here. Just doing our dry fit, basically. Yeah, I can work with that. That'll hold it. It doesn't need to be awesome right there anyway. Some gaps are fine. Okay, so that's my emergency plan. Okay, I think we can work with that. Alright, so now we are set. We're set to do the gluings. I think we have plenty of time to work it. I'm going to do this one, and I guess that one is fine. And then this one, this one, and that one, and that one. Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready for some gluing. Alright, there we are. It's in there. They're not real great seams. There's a little bit, but I'll be planing them all flat anyways, and they don't have to be perfect. This is all getting veneered anyway. So, I'm gonna let this chooch until morning. Yeah, good start so far. Alright, I'll bring you back when that's all ready. Okay, it's the next day. Glue is dry. Let's see how poorly aligned we got these things. Pretty good here. That's really good there. It's amazing what happens when you clamp stuff where you want it to go. Just takes a little tap sometimes to. That one glued well. Just pull these guys off. How'd you do? Not too bad. Not a bad amount of squeeze out either, so that's good. Cool. There's one. There's number 2. And 3. Okay. There's that one, and there's that one. Yeah, the glue joint is probably fine. I was thinking about it, and I'm not entirely certain that I want to do 1/4 inch thick cherry veneer on these things. I have a feeling that by the time I plane these down, I'm going to want another set of all of this, of each of these, because, well, because I'm unsure of my glue ups at this point. I think I might want it thicker than this, is what I'm kind of hedging on. I might prefer that it be thicker than it is. So we're gonna see what I end up with. I'm gonna take it over to the planer, get all this glue joint stuff off. I'll scrape some of it first, and then get that glue joint cleaned up pretty good. Get these clamps out of my way here real quick. Okay, so the basic gist is I've got this tongue that sticks out about 1/8 of an inch here. And on the other side it's a groove and it's flat. So I'm going to run it through with the tongue. So the tongue is sort of helping me right now, spacing me past these little ridges. So I'm going to put the tongue down first and do one very skimmy clean pass just to get a nice smooth flat surface. And then I'll flip it over and we'll remove the tongue after that. So the tongue is sort of helping me span across the squeeze out and any other irregularities. It may not be the best reference surface, but it's the surface we've got, so it might be good to make sure that it's not sticking up too badly in too many places. So I'm just going to start planing. All right, so I've had some time to think. 1 inch is just a tiny bit too thin. I don't want to have the veneer that thick on it. So I'm going to take this stuff I've got, which is just, they're actually miscut drawer bottoms in hardboard. So it's a really flat surface, really smooth. And I'm going to laminate this to the surface of these. I've got just enough to cover a side. I think because I'm going to veneer both sides anyways, it won't really matter too much. That this isn't on both sides. But that'll bring me up closer to 1 1/4 inch. It'll be about 1 3/16. And then I can get my 1/8 inch veneer on and I'll be over the 1 3/8 threshold. Yeah, that'll give me a thick enough panel and I can make use of this. We go through a lot of work to save pennies. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. And it's okay. I want to make use of this wood. What better? This wood isn't going to get used for anything that's visible, so I might as well get it inside of cores of things. Yeah, going through a little bit of trouble to save a few dollars, but we're not really saving pennies. We're saving a couple $100 in cherry. 8/4 cherry is not cheap, or 6/4 even is not cheap. So, yeah, I'm not upset that this is taking a little effort, but I'm just going to cut these into some strips so that they can get laminated to the board here, and then we'll bring you back. Okay, so this is going to be a study in strange working by yourself methods, I guess. I decided I was going to vacuum press the strips of hardboard on. So I got the vacuum bag out. It's held open with a bunch of spring clamps so that I can slip a 80-inch long piece of board covered in glue into it without a bunch of shifting and stuff. There's 2 of the hardboard bits are in here. The other 3, the smaller ones, are over here. I figure I'll get the 2 long ones in, the more difficult ones in, slide them back far enough, then I can work in the small ones a lot easier that way. So I've got them in. I need to mix up some glue. And I'm going to keep the camera rolling and try to edit out the really boring stuff. But we're going to just start mixing up enough. And I need to lay it down fairly thickly. So. Calling that complete. Slip this over it. Flip it upside down here, roughly. Yeah, this goes in so much easier. And now we can just care about flattening it. I put a lot of air into this bag, so it's going to take a little bit to evacuate it. That's okay. Brush will kick on here soon. There's the compressor. Grab a hook. See if I can't hold this up a bit better. That's better. Starting to slow pinch around it. Looks okay. That doesn't look real good though. Nope, I don't like that. Stop, stop. Let it up, let it relax. Yeah, it's pushing shit around. Don't like a bit. I'm gonna pull it open, spread things out a little further. A little more gaps, a bit more in the gap areas. All right, let's put that back on there. So let's close it back up first. Nope, not there though. Okay, as long as we can keep you guys from touching and all the overlapping going on. Okay, there's a lot of air in there again, so. Yeah, that'll hold. I'm gonna let that's gonna have to chooch for a day. Yeah, I'm gonna have to chooch that overnight, at least. So we're gonna keep this topped up pretty well. There we go. Shoo! Yeah, it came out all right. I'm good with it. As long as it comes out thick enough, we're in just good shape. So, weird glue up game, but as you can see, we got the panels, or got the planks in there where we want them. So that's the whole reasoning behind all that weird bag clampy stuff, but it did the job. Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna rest a bit, go grab some lunch, and let that chooch for a while. Okay. Well, it's been 36 hours, more than 24. This was about noon yesterday. It's 6 o'clock. Monday, Tuesday? Okay. Whatever. So it's been in there a while. We can kill it off here and just see how well our glue has adhered. I'm a little concerned because it is old Unibond. I'm gonna set this down. Open the bag up here, and we'll see how it did. I'll just slip one of these out and take a peek. Hopefully it is well adhered. It's a good sign so far. Ooh, we almost lost it on the end there. That's okay though. Yeah, it's holding. It's good. Yeah. Not coming off at all. That's good. Excellent. So we've got our thickness. I'll take these over to the router table and flush trim them. And then we'll cut some cherry to go onto the other side, or onto both sides I should say. So we're going to get set up to flush trim real quick.